Hey everybody, my name's Eric and welcome to the JoeCast. This is my video where I want to talk about the Indianapolis Colts draft. Obviously, big Colts fan here, and like I said, I wanted to do a little bit of talking about the draft in particular, but unfortunately with the move I'm doing to my new apartment, I haven't had a whole lot of time to do an entire draft review of all the teams and who I thought was the winners and losers. But I will say I thought the biggest loser in this draft was the Chicago Bears. I'll tell you that right now. I don't know what was going on there. But anyway, I wanted to get a little video here to discussing the Indianapolis Colts in particular because I know a lot of people I know personally and around the area actually are big Colts fans. So I thought the Colts did an absolutely great job. Compared to other years, I thought that Chris Ballard did an excellent job drafting the players that we need at the positions the Colts are desperately in need for. I mean, I'm not, totally sure if, all the players are going to pan out. But from a pure positional standpoint, I feel like our number one pick in Malik Hooker at safety was an absolutely great pick. The guy has got a lot of Bob Sanders in him. He's all over the field, a lot like Ed Reed from the Baltimore Ravens back in the day. And if he can play half as good as that, the Colts got a big steal here. And the fact that a lot of quarterbacks went early in the draft and some of the offensive weapons went a little early, Malik Hooker fell to the Colts at a good spot. So I think this is going to pay off very well, and they got great value where they took him. The other corners they took, the Quincy Wilson out of Florida, I thought that's a great pick as well. The secondary was in deep need of help for here in Indianapolis, and they also got Nate Hairston from Temple. I think that that's just going to shore up the back end of the defense and hopefully mean some turnovers to get Andrew Luck back on the field, and that can only mean really great things for the Colts offense as a whole. There's a great statistic going around online that the Indianapolis Colts, since Andrew Luck has gotten to Indianapolis about 5 years ago, the Colts are undefeated when the Indianapolis defense gives up 22 points or less. So if we can just get the defense shored up here, the Colts may not be as far away as some people like to think when it comes to possibly playoffs or Super Bowl runs here. But obviously that is a big need, and I thought this draft they did a great job of addressing that position. That we had 8 picks in this draft because Chris Ballard moved back in one round here, and so but out of the 8 picks we got 6 on defense, so that right there is going to shore up our team in a much better way, and it was nice to see the Colts not take a receiver for once. But other guys we got this year was at defensive end or outside linebacker, we got Terrell Basham. How great of a name is that for a defensive end who will hopefully they'll unleash on quarterbacks? I mean, Basham, that's just absolutely incredible. Also we got inside linebacker Anthony Walker out of Northwestern. Basham was out of Ohio, by the way. And then we got defensive lineman Grover Stewart out of Albany State. Now, on offense, we did get a couple players. Obviously, the offensive line has been a bit of a concern for the Colts with Andrew Luck having his shoulder injury and things like that. He just takes a beating back there. And I think the fact that we got offensive tackle Zach Banner, this kid is 6'8", 349 pounds out of USC. The dude's he's a monster. He's a flat-out mountain of a man. And I just think it's going to be a big guy up front that we desperately need, and hopefully the rest of the offensive line. A lot of people were concerned about the offensive line this year, but if at the end of last year they actually greatly improved. The offensive line was the second least sacked team in the league. So I mean that's improvement right there. A lot of that could just be consistency among the line. The guys need to learn to gel together, and if that's the case, maybe they're on the right track. And hopefully this year they'll keep that improvement rolling and even get even better. Because I'd love to see Andrew Luck have time in the pocket, much like Tom Brady or guys like that. Who because if you give Andrew Luck time, he's going to win football games for you. And the only other real need that the Colts really have is at running back. I love Frank Gore. I mean, he's a great player, but he's getting up there in age. I believe he'll be like 34 years old, I think, when the season starts, somewhere around in there. Great back, and he's done a great job for us, much better than I thought maybe he would with the offensive line that we have. But I believe he had 1,000 yards last year, but the Colts did get a younger running back. I was kind of hoping maybe they would get Dalvin Cook, but unfortunately Minnesota traded up to replace Adrian Peterson a bit with Dalvin Cook. Now they've got Latavius Murray as well, but the Colts drafted Marlon Mack. I like to, and he's been called Mack Attack out of the southern Florida or South Florida, I think. So the thing I love about this kid watching the highlights is the fact that he can stick his foot in the ground and just pivot and turn upfield up a different direction and totally just break the ankles, so to speak, of the defender and just fake them out of their boots. So I love that about him, and he's a little bit smaller guy, so I can believe he can actually fit through the small holes, and as long as he can break some tackles, I think he's going to be a big help to the Colts. So overall, I think outside of maybe the Cleveland Browns, I thought they had a great draft this year, with Chicago probably having the worst draft, not very many picks with very little value there. But I think the Colts, in the grand scheme of things, I thought they did a great job. I'm going to give them an A grade. I think just overall, we'll see how these kids turn out. Like I said, there's no guarantees on any of these kids, but if they can perform to the level that we all hope that they will, the positions have been filled, and we're going to have a great season. So I'm hoping that the Colts can go at least 10-6 and hopefully 11-5, maybe even a little better. But the division got great too. I mean, Jacksonville, Houston, and Tennessee all look like they had good picks too. But every year it looks like those three teams have great picks as well, and it doesn't always pan out. Now, I am a little concerned about Deshaun Watson going to Houston, because Houston, the only thing they really needed to compete was a quarterback, and they got that in Deshaun Watson if he can be half as good as he was in college. Because let's not forget, the Houston Texans almost beat the New England Patriots in New England in the playoffs. Had they had a quarterback, maybe they could have got the job done. So Houston's the one team that I'm a little afraid of in the division, and the other two teams look like they've got better as well. So I'm very hopeful for this season. I cannot wait for September. So go Colts. Well, that'll just about do it for me, everybody. Thank you for watching this video, and if you like what you saw here, please comment and like this video. And you can also subscribe to the Jailcast on YouTube by searching for Jailcast there. You can also find links in the description of this video for my Facebook and Twitter, or you can go to facebook.com/Jailcast, or you can find me on Twitter @EricJail. So until next time, thank you for watching. God bless.